Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today watching Lost. This is the 6th episode of their 5th season. Hopefully guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode, interesting there, we started. Sun did get out of the car, pointed the gun right at Ben, and she was threatening obviously to kill him. Now Ben, in desperation, managed to flip the tables just like he always does. He seems to always have a plan or have some sort of knowledge that can help him when his back's against the wall. And he's turned around and he said, look mate, I know that you've wanted to kill me for these 3 years and you blame me for Jin's death, but what if I told you that he's not dead? And what if I told you I could prove it? So now obviously she's confused. She's like, I don't believe you. It's like, well look mate, a 30-minute drive just away from here, it's got the answers that you require. Do you know what I mean? You could kill me now, but you would never know. You'll always think that he's dead when I know he's actually alive. So Sun's like, do you know what, sack it, 30 minutes, let's go. If it's not right, I'll kill you then. Now Kate, obviously she's figured out that they're all there because they're trying to reunite to go back to the island, and she's like, I'm having none of this. She's got in the car, she's took Aaron, she's left herself. Saeedi's also flaked. He's like, I'm not doing this, if I ever see any of you two again talking to Ben and Jack, he'll go after them. So he's broke away, so it's only left with obviously Jack and Ben and Sun right now. Now the interesting thing is they've gone and they've travelled to this location where they're going to obviously prove that Jin is alive, and when he got there he gave out Jin's ring. Now the interesting thing is obviously that's made Sun believe that Jin's had some sort of contact with them. He actually is on the island, we know that, we've seen it, didn't we? He was with Russo, and we also had an interesting thing with Russo as well. For all this time I've always asked what's been going on about these people losing their minds. He's always said that he had to kill her camp basically because they all started going crazy. And I've always kind of countered that by saying I've not really seen anybody go crazy, if I'm being totally honest. We've been here for so long. I've not really seen the aftermath and the effects that people have for being here with the island, sending him Looper. It didn't really happen to Desmond, even though he was afraid of it. It's not happened to anybody from the camp. Not really seen the others even mention it as well. So is that actually true? And then obviously we did see it. It looked like the monster come. It took a couple of the people, killed one of the guys. It was the same situation where Locke, when he's dangling down off the cliff and Jack was like pulling him, and Jack managed to obviously help him. Well, this time, it was interesting. Actually, I don't think it was Jack. I think Locke saved Jack from falling off a cliff that time. It was somebody else who saved Locke. But this time, the guy was on there and he was holding him and he just pulled his full body away and just left his arm ripped off his whole body. Now, again, it did look like them people actually started to lose their mind because Russo, when she put a guard down, the guy who obviously impregnated her boyfriend at the time went to shoot her. But she done the classic bait and switch like she always does, and the gun had no bullets, and she ended up killing him herself. Then she turned on Jin because obviously he disappeared as well, and she believes that the islander's gone and done something to him. And as he's gone running, he's done, hit the flash, ended up right next to Sawyer, and that's how they're all together. And basically, they was moving all the way to the well. Another flash come. Charlotte went on the ground. She started having, something wrong with her basically in terms of her mind. She didn't know if she was her, Charlotte, or a little kid. She kept changing her personalities. She ended up saying basically that she believes that Daniel is possibly the reason why she's in this position, and he might have done something to her, which goes with something that we've already learned in an earlier episode. She explained to everyone that she understood how to speak to Jin. Do you know what I mean? Like basically she's bilingual. But also, she revealed that the well that they're going to find as they go there, if the orchid's not there, they can use that to access the, basically, the time machine or whatever you want to call it, that Locke has to push. She ended up passing away, sadly, so she looks like she's gone now. And Locke's ended up going down the well and falling and breaking his leg. Bone was sticking out, was ruthless. Ended up meeting Jack's dad down there again, who ended up explaining that, a great sacrifice has to be made, which is his death. And, he ended up turning the thing, the flash happened, and then we ended up back with, Jack, who is it now, Ben and and Sun, and Desmond turned up. And he is going to the same location as them to meet Faraday's mother, who said, let's begin, basically, because give him 72 hours, he didn't acquire everyone, but he's got a few. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Kind of similar to how Jack woke up the first time, wasn't it? That's a proper dive, that one, Jack, innit? A proper dive.
Okay. Oh my god! We can stand. Whoops!
But they've obviously been transported. Well, he only wasn't there last episode.
Kate, can you hear me?
Jack? Are we?
Yeah.
How though? Do you know what I mean? Not everybody was even there. Two of them wasn't even there yesterday. Oh, here we go. 46 hours earlier. I do love it when we do this.
I thought I said all of them.
This is all I could get on short notice.
Shall we?
Is that a Dharma logo? Would that mark the location of the island, depending on, I don't know, the magnetic field of it or something?
The Dharma Initiative called it the lamppost. This is how they found the island.
But I'm saying that's a pinpoint accurate spot there. They must get the magnetic pulse pulled into it or something, the location.
Did you know about this place?
No, I didn't.
Is he telling the truth?
Probably not. The room we're standing in was constructed years ago over a unique pocket of electromagnetic energy. They knew it was out there somewhere. Then a very clever fellow built this pendulum. We should stop looking for where the island was supposed to be and start looking for where it was going. This man and his team created a series of equations which tell us with a high degree of probability where it is going to be at a certain point in time.
Am I really hearing this? That's what this is about. I came here to deliver a message. Daniel Faraday. He wanted me to tell you that he and all the people on the island need your help.
But I am helping, dear.
Yes, yeah, she's helping him, sending him back to the island.
Consider the message delivered. These people, they're just using us. They're playing some kind of game and we are just the pieces. Well, I'm done with the island.
Again, it's always about the why. Like, why is she so involved and, like, why can she do all this stuff? Like, what is her purpose? Do you know what I mean?
Commercial airliner flying from LA to Guam that's going to go right through our window. If you have any hope of the island bringing you back, it must be that plane. You need to recreate as best you can the circumstances that brought you there in the first place.
We just get on that flight and we just hope that it works.
No, that's not all, Jack. At least not for you.
Not for you, because your dad wants you. But again, that doesn't explain to me how you're getting off that plane. You know what I mean? Basically, as she's saying, you're going on that, goes across your flight path, that's going to crash land as well. Could be more survivors. You know what I mean? You go for that same ordeal for a second time. Or is she saying, yeah, you got to find a way to dive out of it? But again, like I said, at last episode, when people say stuff like Locke was saying, just trust me, it's like, nah, mate, I will trust you if you give me more info. It's like this woman here, when she's talking, he's like, don't believe anything that she says, like, that's what Desmond said. Like, why has Desmond got to believe anything that she says? Like, what has she done in those 4 years of telling him to go to that island? Like, how's it benefited Desmond at all? You know what I mean? It's wasted his life. It actually has done. You know what I mean? Like, from a point of view of being in his perspective, she's done nothing but bad to his life, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know why she's here and, like, what she's actually doing. Like, why she made it a whole purpose to be this secretive and do this, and she was writing all these codes on the boards. Like, and also, whoever makes the pendulums and that, they're smart, aren't they? Come on now, let's be honest. That's some mad bit of kit that people can do. But also, I don't know why Dharma chose the island specifically. Yeah, I know. They were saying it was because of the magnetic energy that was on the island. You know, when that guy went and we seen Faraday down there when he was drilling. But, like, did they know that before they first found it? Because they did say that there was hot pockets all around. She just mentioned it there as well, and we've had that in the show before, haven't we? When Bernard went to try and take Rose to get rescued, the guy said, look, this is one here, but this isn't the right one for you. Somewhere they will be. I just don't know where it is. They're all dotted around the world. Obviously, that island's one of them, but still, though, do you know what I mean? Like, I would like to know what they wanted to get out of it properly as well. What was their final end goal to achieve after being there and doing their research?
Ben and Son.
Heard what they needed to hear, and this does not concern them. It's John Locke's suicide note.
I didn't know.
Oh, why would you? Obituaries don't see fit to mention when people hang themselves, Jack. John is going to be a proxy, a substitute. You need to, as best you can, recreate
Transfer
the conditions of
a
the
dead
original
person.
flight. You have to get something that belonged to your father, and you need to give it to John.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, stop thinking how ridiculous it is. Asking yourself whether or not you believe it's going to work.
Do you know what I mean? It's not that far-fetched, is it, considering the stuff that they know and what's happened?
Where's Son?
She left.
His body, the coffin.
I have a friend looking after it.
Pick it up on my way to the airport. See you at the airport, Jack.
Mate, I want him to go and kill, you know, Penn. You know what I mean? Imagine. We still not used any of that storyline yet after he went and met him in his hotel.
Hello. Yeah, this is him.
This is the 4th time he's left. He's got to follow the rules or he'll have to move to our fully assisted facility.
Yeah, I understand. When you get out of here?
Sooner the better.
One of these times, I'm actually gonna get away. They won't ever find me either.
Take off again, they're gonna throw you out of here, Ray.
Whatever happened to the girl you brought by with you that time?
We're not together anymore.
Oh,
Might be going away for a while.
where's away exactly?
Somewhere better than here. Are these yours, Granddad?
Those were your father's.
These shoes. And can I take them?
Be my guest.
That was too coincidental, that wasn't it? That it was his dad's shoes in his granddad's case.
Kate, what happened? Where's Aaron?
Don't ask questions. If you want me to go with you, you'll never ask me that question again.
I want to know. I'm going to be asking 24/7, mate. Honestly, no joke. What has happened to Aaron? You know what I mean? I've not even waited 10 seconds. What's actually happened to him? Now, has she gone and taken it to Claire's biological mum? Do you know what I mean? His grand. Why is Jack not really that concerned? It's his nephew as well. You know what I mean? Like, he's a blood relative. And what's actually happened to Kate? She looks like she's crying. So it looks like she's either decided to do something herself, and, you know what I mean, she's, like, upset with the choice. Like, she's had to do that sacrifice, if that makes sense. Or he's been stolen away. I don't really know. Maybe she could have... Like, we never found out what happened. You know, when Sawyer whispered into Kate's ear, I think he said something about he's kid me. I think he said something about, you know, he's got a daughter on the outside, and he said the name, and... You know, Kate's actually met her before as well, hadn't they? They was friends. They'd done that thing together. She helped to meet her mum, but, like... Kate was doing something, or doing that task, or whatever it was that Sawyer mentioned to her, like, in after the island, because her and Jack had an argument for it, didn't it? Because she was saying, don't ask me about it, it's okay, do you know what I mean? Like, I just need you to trust me. And again, that was another situation where I was like, that's not good enough. Just literally just say, do you know what I mean? Stop being so cryptic. They're always dead cryptic. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing. Please, you know, just... It's like, nah, mate, you have to tell me. And, you know what I mean? You can't just go through it, all of us just pretend that Aaron wasn't a thing and she was holding him and protecting him and escaping last episode and driving away. And now today she's back on the island, no questions asked, baby's not there. You know what I mean? I'll always be asking.
I made you some coffee, and there's orange juice.
Don't make much sense for the island. You might want to consider hiking boots.
Those were my father's.
Why don't you get rid of them? Why hold on to something that makes you feel sad?
It's making you feel sad. It makes you feel good.
Go ahead. I'll see you at the airport, okay?
Yeah, what's up? Is everything all right?
Listen, we don't have much time. I've been sidetracked. The coffin is at Simon's butcher shop.
What is actually happened to him? Like, who's he been fighting?
Are you Jill? Ben sent me.
I know who you are, Dr. Shepard. Ben said to give you the van. I had to pull her around back. Give me about 5 minutes.
This is even crazier than you were. You can have that back.
And nah, I'm not happy about that, how he's not read it.
You wanted me to go back. I'm going back.
Nah, that's annoying, that, because I want to know as well. I'm a viewer, I want to know what it says. And to be honest, right, you think you know what Locke's going to write. He could write something totally different. He literally could write something about why he's done it, you know what I mean? He could apologise for everything that he's done and the you know what... You know, the couple of kills that he's had to make and the position he's put people in. But then he could also list loads of information that you've never even heard before that could benefit you once you're back into the island. Do you know what I mean? Once you're there and he's not, you know, he might have known something that it could be critical to you.
Reason for transporting Mr. Bentham to Guam?
These were his wishes.
At a funeral home?
That's me. Me. I'll be escorting the body.
And your relation to the deceased?
It was a friend.
My condolences.
Thank you.
He's going to end up on the island, that guy, innit?
Maybe you might change your mind.
If there's even a chance that Jin is alive, I have to be on that plane.
Wonder if he's been caught for the murders.
Boarding announcement for Ajira Airways. For those of you on the standby list, we'll have plenty of seats available. There are 78 seats open.
No. How about those seats?
So these people just want to get to their destination. Why would you not want them to be able to travel?
You know, it doesn't matter why. They can take the next plane.
I wonder if I was right then. The other person that spoken to Jack when he was in the queue a minute ago, like he might actually have a seat on a plane and he might actually land with them. But Hurley bought all the rest of him. Is that Charlie's guitar, you reckon? Bringing Charlie back to the island.
Hold up, wait, please.
Wait! What's he doing here?
Early. Hey.
No, he can't come!
Are you Jack Shepard, seat 8C?
Good. Good.
Now, if you two don't mind taking your seats, we are going to be pushing back for take.
Oh, there's still loads of people in the back.
What's gonna happen to them?
Who cares?
That's just a ruthless Ben reply, that, isn't it?
It's pretty crazy, huh? How did they end up here?
They bought a ticket.
We're all packed together.
We're on the same plane, Jack. Doesn't make us together.
Captain? No way. Frank?
Frank Lapidus and I are old friends, and if you could just tell him I'm on board, I'd really appreciate it.
All right.
Oh, he looks well different with his beard shaved.
Small world. That's Saeed. And Hurley. We're not going to Guam, are we?
He knows the score, doesn't he? He knows it. Yo, I was having a kip before, you know, and I was thinking about him. Like, he's got to go back as well.
Did you know that Locke killed himself?
No, I didn't.
That's it. Get it out. Let's read it.
They found this stuffed in his pocket. Feels like John needs me to read it.
Why don't you then? Is it because you're afraid? Afraid that he blames you? It's your fault he killed himself?
Was it my fault?
No, Jack, it wasn't your fault.
Yo, that is fucking... That's a bit ruthless, that, innit? That actually is, like, proper sad. I knew he'd be on the plane. I felt like he's going to be in the season now. Right, they've gone over the island as a flash has happened. I can't believe it's how I wish you believed in me. That's proper ruthless.
Either of you remember crashing?
I wonder if it's because they've been there. They just transported.
Tossed around, next thing I know, I'm in the lagoon.
These don't know that the timelines are changing, are they? They're probably there at the Dharma time. Yeah, look. It's Jin. Guys, he's full Dharma gear. Well, how's that happen? Oh, right, okay. So I'm saying that this timeline is 1954. Oh no, when would Dharma have actually come to the island? Well, yeah, was it that? Was it the Dharma project? Richard 1, was it? Oh, getting confused. Whenever Dharma come, maybe 20 years ago or whatever it was, that's the timeline that he's in. That was the Russo timeline. It's this one. You know what I mean? Like, because that car is working. It's in good condition. It looks new. Whereas the one that they found, Hurley's one, that's the one that Roger, I think the workman, you know, is that Ben's dad? Yeah, it was all rusted up, wasn't it? And obviously the timeline that they've landed in is boom, it's in the past then, it's not in the thingy. So who knows if Ben, Saeed, and who else, well, Locke as well, they could have been launched into a different timeline. You know what I mean? They could end up in the Sawyer one. Imagine that, actually. That would be very interesting, wouldn't it? And Son, they could land in that one, and these could land in that one, and they'd be like, what's going on? But the last time I think that we seen Jin, he was in the Sawyer one. So I don't know, it's just thrown around all over the place. He's fully kitted up though. He's in his work gear. It's interesting. And I'm thinking that maybe the plane didn't crash, and because they kind of went over it as the flash come up, if that made sense, that like it made everyone disappear, and they ended up teleporting, drawing back to the island. Do you know what I mean? And if that is the case, that means that Frank should have done it as well. And if Frank's done it, then that means that at one point he was sat driving the plane and then he's just disappeared. His co-pilot's going to be like, what the hell's gone on? You know what I mean? Also, the air marshal that's flying Saeed, technically I had an air marshal flying Kate last time, but again, she's going to be thinking what's happening. I want to know as well, is that guy, yeah? So when Jack was stood at the counter and he was speaking about obviously transporting his friend, Locke, obviously who just died to this location, he turned around and the guy said, I'm sorry for your loss, yeah? First of all, I wouldn't say it's... In real life, that's not random. It's not. It's just being someone just being like compassionate and nice, you know what I mean, and just saying like I'm sorry, showing their respects. But in this show, it is random because then that guy again ended up being in a section of the plane sat next to them that Hurley bought out. So Hurley bought out all the seats in that section. Yeah, if you look in it, you know, he was sat with them. There was passengers in the back behind the curtain in another section in the tail end. But he was with them, and I don't understand how that's happened as well. That doesn't make any sense, does it, really, if you think about it? So, I mean, it's interesting. That could be a new character to look out for the rest of the season. But decent episode today. Explained how we got back. I do love it when we get 48, 3 days, 2 weeks, 1 hour before. You know what I mean? All them ones are good. And if they wanted to, you know, do that again, but from somebody else's perspective, like Jin's, for example, it could, like from the Flash, and then it could be 2 hours, 3 hours after the Flash, and then finding these. I would love that as well. I feel like perspectives, you can say tell the same story from somebody else's view, and it's just as good. It really is. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking it out. Hopefully, guys have been enjoying it so far. Very interesting this season. So it was explained why Faraday's, obviously, mum has been kind of, not really explained why she's fully heavily involved, but it explained how she was helping him get back to the island, pretty much. She was in that room, wasn't she, with the pendulum swinging. It was doing the marks on the floor. And she was basically saying, you know, like, people use this, researchers, the Dharma people, to find the location of the island. They realised that because of I don't know, the magnetic energy that it's got on it or something that is consistently moving, instead of trying to guess where the island is, they needed to guess where the island was going to be, which makes sense knowing what we actually know. Do you know what I mean? And it's obviously been moving around all these years. That's why nobody can pinpoint the accuracy and keep going to it, and the coordinates don't really matter if you have them. Don't mean you're going to be there when you get there. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was swinging and marking. Jack was in there. He was looking at the pictures. He definitely seen one that said it was taken in 1954. I wonder if he's going to, you know, mention that later on in the show. Bit of knowledge that he acquired. You know what I mean? I was saying they should have read Locke's message. If anybody writes you something, you should just read it. It's just called respect, isn't it? Whether you like them or dislike them. Somebody's taking the time to do something. Just get it out there. You might not like what it says. You can throw it away. But, you know, just paying the respects of doing it instead of keep putting it and throwing it. Now, again, really interesting, actually. Open it up. It was just literally a one line saying, I wish you believed in me. Now, it's a tough one in certain situations because, like, some situations you do believe in Locke, other situations, to me, again, I said it all the time, but I need more information. So I don't believe in you. It's just that I don't have enough information to understand what you want me to do. You know what I mean? Like, you could say something, but if you've got no backup or no justification or no good reason for me to stand by you, do you know what I mean? Then why would I pick your side when I know that? Basically, it's like being like just going back to the island bit. When he had a choice, you know, you could either go that way and hope that the people who's coming from the freighter with a helicopter was your best chance of being rescued. And let's be honest, they did get rescued. Regardless of how it went, regardless of the ups and the downs and the zigs and the zags, going in that location ended up getting them on a helicopter and taking them back to the mainland where they actually could live again. Yeah, okay. Whatever their life was on the mainland is different. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees it's going to be good or bad. But at that point, when they stood there on the island, they had to make a decision. They had to stay with Locke and basically fight against all these people believing or hoping that Locke was telling the truth, that they was not coming to have the good intentions to rescue them, which ended up actually being true. But you had the other, obviously, option of hoping that these people that you just rang on a phone, who said that they're coming to rescue you, got a helicopter and got a freighter, do you know what I mean, and know your location of the island, are coming to actually take you off. And that actually happened as well. So like both of them is kind of right. It didn't happen because he wanted it to. It just happened because it did. And yeah, it wasn't Jack's fault. You know, the Ben was saying, look, do you think that... Jack said, do you think he's going to say it's my fault that you wrote it in that letter? Well, no, it wasn't your fault, but I wish you believed in me. The thing is, though, at the time, look, you was working on a will they, won't they, what if, what not, you know what I mean? No facts, and they was as well. So I think it's mad as well that we don't use Claire. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Claire. Like, where is she? Like, why is she being... Well, why should I have been used at all? What was this now? Is this the 5th episode? 6, I think? It's madness. Literally, 1-2 second appearance and gone. What's happened to Aaron as well? Don't mention it, apparently, Kate was saying to Jack. Just don't ask for me again. Well, I'm going to be asking every episode, mate. What has happened? Where have you taken him? Who's got him? Do you know what I mean? Is he back on the island? Is that the reason why you want to come? Has somebody come and nicked him? Is it Ben? You know what I mean? Forcing your hand? Or is it not? I don't know. Who's fighting with Ben? He went to go and get the... Well, he went to go and meet an old friend or something like that, and then he was all blood and beaten up. what's going on with that storyline? Like I said, you know, if you think about it, he ended up going to Widmore's house. He stood there. He's like, look, mate, you know, you're going after the island. I'm going after your daughter. And you're going to know what it feels like to lose somebody that you love. Yeah. He was like, good luck, mate. Good luck. Basically, he's still not done that. We also, as well, you know, earlier on in the season, Saeed was doing, or was it last season? Saeed was doing some hit jobs for him. Now, who was he trying to get to? Because surely it wasn't Widmore, because he literally just walked in his house. Like, he walked in to the building, just turned the key in the elevator, went up, and he was there. If he wanted Saeed to do that, he could have just gone in and killed him. So again, it could be, or it could not be. But it's interesting, isn't it? I feel like there's quite a bit of stuff that still needs to be unraveled. Now, again, we're only on 6 episodes in. If it is the 6th episode, which I do believe, we go to 17. You know what I mean? So there's still 11 left. So there's still so much more, basically near enough double what we've watched already still to be revealed. So, I mean, let's see if all our answers do come and get answered. Sorry, let's see if all our questions do get answered. Very interesting so far. Not seen the aftermath or the result of Charlotte's death and the information that she revealed. And obviously she believes that Daniel may have done something to her and the reason why they're on the island. That's some good stuff as well. I'm just happy that obviously, like, they've been reunited with Jin now. They know that he's actually alive. Maybe it takes a weight off their shoulders as well, because they feel like it's a possible reason, or like they might blame themselves for his death because they obviously left him on the freighter while they got on the helicopter. He's going to ask his sons, okay? They're going to have the answers. They'll also know that they've got a kid as well. And maybe Kate has got a picture of you know, what's her name now? Son's kid, because she did give it her when she was in the hotel room, but I don't know if she pocketed it or not. It'll be, again, very exciting to see if she does. Right, checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you do. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.